Hey guys, how you doing? I just want to talk to you about what is going to be the last fundraiser probably for 2015. Those of you who are watching this video that are going to be sewing in, I know that you guys have been so faithful to partner with my wife and I when we're going out and doing missions-like work that isn't provided for by ministries or churches. And so this is probably our last one of the year. For those of you who remember last year, a lot of you sewed into what was called Love LA, where we did 24/7 evangelism with 24/7 prayer, partnered together in the city of LA for 7 days. I know a lot of you remember that and partnered with it. I unfortunately ended up in the hospital most of the time, but we're doing this. Point being is we're doing the same exact thing in New York City, October 31st through November 7th. So what we're doing is we're inviting all of the churches in New York to come together. As of right now, I believe there's over 50 churches that have said yes to partnering with us. And what we're doing is we have 24/7 prayer that's being established right there in the financial district, just down the street from Wall Street, just down the street from where 9/11 was. And there's a house of prayer there called the Justice House of Prayer. And that is what we call, when we do these 24/7 outreaches, we first thing we have to do is we have to establish what we call a fire base. The fire base is not only going to be the place that hosts 24/7 prayer, but it's also going to be the landing pad for the entire event where the evangelists come and go. So Jhop has said yes. They are right there in Manhattan, right in the financial district, right by, it's actually right across the street from the Federal Reserve. And so they have said, yes, we are going to host 24/7 prayer for you guys. So for 7 days, the fire on the altar will never go out at Jhop, and they will be contending for the salvation of the people in New York City. And then we're going to have evangelists that are going to be on the streets 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So for 7 days, New York City will have no rest as evangelists are on the streets every minute of the day, and there's prayers going up every second of the day. And the fruit of these two realities coming together has been unbelievable. Even in revival history, we talk about Charles Finney. Finney had two intercessors that would go before him and fast 40 days and pray so that Finney could come in and reap a harvest. And so we believe that it is just going to be such a powerful time. And so literally, what's going to happen is the evangelists will sign up for a 4 to 6 hour time block, and they will rotate around the clock, and there will be non-stop preaching of the gospel on the streets of New York City with 24/7 prayer. We have all kinds of different kinds of outreach. One that I'm specifically excited about is one of the outreach opportunities is we're going to do a thing called Bus Church. And we've done this before. And so what we're going to do is we're going to sit on the subways for hours on end in New York City. And what we do is when a whole new group of people gets on, what we'll have is somebody will stand up, open air preach style, but it's not like what you think, like fire brimstone. We stand up and we have actually a little skit that we kind of do. We kind of have a formula that we follow, and we basically have 2 minutes to share a short version of how Jesus changed our life. And so we'll stand up on the bus in the middle of the subway, and I'll have a team of about 8 people with me, and we'll be scattered out throughout the subway, kind of every 20 feet, and I'll stand up and say, "Hey everybody, welcome to Bus Church. We know that your next stop is only 3 minutes away, so we don't have time to take up an offering, so don't worry, we're not after your money today. But I just want to tell you how and I'll talk about how Jesus changed my life. And then I'll say, I have 8 or 9 of my friends spread out through the bus right now. They're going to pray for you and ask you what you think about what I just said. So we bless you and thank you for giving me your 2 minutes." And we see people get saved on the subways. I mean, you wouldn't believe the fruit. And so all that to say, October 31st to November 7th, 7 days of 24/7 prayer with 24/7 evangelism. I am going to be going out the week before, the weekend of October 24th through the 26th, and I'm going to be flying out there with 9 other evangelists from around America are all flying into the city, and we're going to be spread out at 9 different churches throughout the weekend, and we're going to be preaching about God's heart for the city, reaching the lost for the city, and calling the church to be involved. And then the next week, we will all fly in together, and we'll be there for 7 days. I personally had prior obligations, so I'm actually going to be speaking at a conference in Dallas, Texas. But I will be there for the final 4 days of Love New York. And so I need your help, because not only am I raising money just for the outreach side of things, I now am going to be going in the week before, and we're paying for all this out of our own pockets, and it's not like the church is paying for it, because we believe that New York is ready to see a harvest. And I didn't even really know I was going to be that much a part of this when I was there earlier this year, but I know God's heart is on New York City, the Big Apple, and we just believe, we're just declaring that, New York City is called the Big Apple, and it's also called the city that never sleeps. And so we believe that God is just making that as a prophetic statement that New York right now is one of the apples of his eye, that his eyes are on New York, and in the city that never sleeps, he's going to raise up people that say, Jesus, you are worthy of people that are going to proclaim your name to the lost night and day. And so we need your help. We need about $2,000. I have to buy 4 different plane tickets. I have to have my lodging for the time I'm there. All the money it's going to cost to ride the subways day in and day out. You name it. It's going to cost about $2,000 total between my 2 separate trips to New York combined together. And so we need your help. We need you to sow into this. We believe that God is just going to do some amazing, amazing things. If you're in New York City and you're watching this, or on the East Coast, you can go to Love NY247. Look it up, find us, you can get involved. I also, after Love New York, will be staying in the area for a few days, and myself and Jordan Marcotte, worship leader, will be doing some conferences at the Resting Place House of Prayer, as well as possibly the Eastern Gate House of Prayer. And so thank you for watching this, and I pray that you would sow into what God wants to do in New York City. Bless you.